Why Koala Has No Tail by Vivian Fernandez. Illustrated by Mika Archer. One day, in a long ago time, Tree Kangaroo sat high above the ground, chewing worriedly on her bottom lip. It had been many days since the last rains. The grasses had dried, and the normally lush trees were bare except for a few scraggly leaves. "Friend Roo," someone called from below, "do you see water from where you sit?" Tree Kangaroo looked down and saw Koala tugging anxiously on his long, bushy tail. "No water," Tree Kangaroo said, jumping down to stand next to Koala. "I've walked and walked and walked," Koala whined, "but there is no water anywhere, and I am so thirsty." "There was a drought like this when I was a joey," Tree Kangaroo said. "My mother had to travel far with me in her pouch and then dig at the ground for hours to find water for us to drink." Koala's face brightened. Excited, he clutched Tree Kangaroo's arm. "Do you remember where she found the water? Do you think we can go there? We must." Tree Kangaroo thought it over. She was thirsty and eager to have water too. "It won't be easy," she warned. "We must travel for days and then work hard in the heat to dig for the water." "It will be easy enough," Koala said, letting go of Tree Kangaroo and fluffing his beautiful tail. "I'll help you dig. I promise I will. And in no time, we'll have water." So, with Tree Kangaroo in the lead, the two friends went in search of water. However, it wasn't long before Tree Kangaroo was reconsidering the journey. Koala dragged behind, needing to take endless breaks. "A few minutes, please, friend Roo," Koala said at dinner time, lying down and curling his tail over his face. "After a quick nap, I'll help you look for leaves. I promise I will, and then we'll have a feast." But Koala never helped. He just slept, his snores sounding softly from beneath his tail, until Tree Kangaroo returned with food for both of them. After 3 days, the pair was exhausted and craving water more than ever. But they had finally arrived at the rocky, dried riverbed where Tree Kangaroo's mother had found water years before. Koala shook out his tail, which was heavy with dust, and looked around. He yawned noisily. "Oh, no you don't," Tree Kangaroo said, narrowing her eyes. "You can sleep after you help me dig and we drink our water. Remember, you promised." Koala yawned again and nodded as he lay down on a tuft of dried grass. He bunched some of it up around his head to make a pillow. "I will help you dig. I promise I will. But surely a nap will help me regain my strength after such a long journey." Tree Kangaroo was about to argue, but Koala was already snoring. His tail fluttered as he dreamed. Thirstier than ever, Tree Kangaroo decided to start digging. She would wake Koala in an hour for his turn. She dug, and soon her front paws were scratched and aching from pulling up the sharp rocks from the riverbed. When she had a large pile of rocks beside her and sat panting from the hard work, she said, "Koala, it's your turn to dig." "Be right there," Koala muttered, turning onto his other side. Tree Kangaroo took another minute to catch her breath, using her paws to shield her eyes from the bright, hot sun. She was exasperated, but still thirsty, so she continued to dig. Koala slept on. Eventually, Tree Kangaroo began to see a shimmer of moisture on the rocks she was digging out, and her tender paws touched wet soil, and then, "Water!" she cried, overjoyed. "Finally," Koala said, instantly awake. He ran to where Tree Kangaroo was bent over the hole, tasting the delicious water at last. As he pushed Tree Kangaroo out of his way and took a long, greedy drink, his twitchy tail cut across the edge of one exceptionally sharp rock in Tree Kangaroo's pile. "My tail!" he cried when he saw it had been sliced clean off. Not even a small, fluffy nub remained. Forgetting the water, he ran away wailing, never to return to the area again. Koala's laziness and greed had cost him his beautiful bushy tail, and since that day, all koalas have been born tailless as a reminder to work hard and to share.